Hello, I'm Tristan Rhodes, a co-founder in Group 4, and today we're going to share our feasibility analysis for our business idea, the Bed Butler. First off, I'm going to explain a little bit about what the Bed Butler is. The Bed Butler is an innovative design that consists of a two-track system that goes on either side of the bed, not the head nor the foot of the bed. On these two tracks, there are two arms and one that is stationary that goes down by the foot of the bed that holds the sheets, comforters, and blankets, and the other that moves up and down the track that pulls the sheets up as well as the comforter to make the perfect bed. And this device can be activated in one of two ways, either the mobile app or the control panel that is attached to one of the tracks. The Bed Butler is a device with very few competitors and has a very unique feature when comparing it to its competitors, and this feature is the fact that it can be used on any size mattress. And just to mention a little bit about us, the founders, and our experience, all of us have had several business classes while attending the University of Texas at Tyler, including entrepreneurship, accounting, and marketing. The Bed Butler was perceived with a lot of interest, while some respondents indicated that it was not for them and they suggested that they knew someone who would be interested. We found our target market to be people who indulge in luxury items, at least at this time, and large institutions like hotels. 7 out of 10 of our initial respondents said that they were interested or knew someone who would be interested in the product.
Hello, my name is Adon Gavet, and I am here presenting with Group 4 for the Bed Builder. My role in Group 4 was to help create and design our buying intention survey. This is the process that I took to it. Creation, and how did respondents get the survey? I use Qualtrics to help design and distribute my survey to our audience. Our audience consists of the following: friends, family, and colleagues. Our friends really consist of college students from the ages of 18 to 24. Family includes children from 14 to 18, and then adults past the age of 35. And then colleagues are peers from our respective workplaces, anywhere from the range of 21 to 24 for our demographic. The actual buying intention survey. I asked three different kinds of questions whenever we were designing the survey, which are going to be our identifiers to get to know our audience's demographic, our opinions, which are to get to know if our audience is responding well to the product, and cash questions. How does our audience feel about price points? The key questions I asked for identifying questions are: what are your age and what are your gender? Super duper important to try to figure out what exactly our market is for this product. Our next key questions are the opinion questions. Are you interested in buying a Bed Butler? Would you recommend the Bed Butler to any friends, family, or colleagues? Do you make your bed every morning? How likely are you to use Bed Butler if you had it? All these questions are designed to help get the most out of our respondents online. Normally, in a panel interview that we have with products, you're able to get initial reactions and have more of a conversation with the respondents that you have with you. However, since this is an online survey, these are the questions we found that we get the most juice out of without boring the audience through a survey. And then, of course, our money questions. Do you think the Bed Butler is worth the price? How would you buy the Bed Butler at the price it is currently priced at? And how much money would you pay for the Bed Butler? I really want to push out that if the respondents answered negatively to either of the first two questions, and negatively as in, do you think the Bed Butler is worth the price, in the no area, and would you buy the Bed Butler at the price it is currently at, again also in the no area, that's whenever the third question would appear. If audiences responded positively to it, that third question would not be there. And this third question right here would be a slider. It's a very cool thing that Qualtrics has. I priced it from $0 all the way to $200. Since we're looking to price it around $200, I don't expect people who don't want to buy it at $200 to want to pay more than $200. So we set a range from 0 to 200, and then the average, I believe, ended up being around $98, which is super duper cool. How do I feel the survey went? Overall, I think it was a huge success in finding out how our product will perform in the market. The questions were designed in such a manner that gives us as much information without bringing in an actual audience for panels. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is David Pinson, and I will go over the buying intentions feedback analysis. Thanks to Adon's Qualtrics survey he sent out to friends, family, and colleagues, we can gather a decent bit of information on how our peers view and feel about the bed butler. To know our audience, let's look at our demographic questions. Out of 30 responses, 15 identified as male and 15 identified as female. About 93% of our responses were 24 or younger in age, and the rest were 35 or older in age. About 87% seemed unsure if they were interested in buying the bed butler, answering with probably yes or no, or might or might not. 33% out of the 87% answered might or might not, leaving 27% saying probably yes, and the other 27% saying probably not. This makes us wonder if we need to try and explain the bed butler differently, maybe create a diagram, or even a prototype. Overall, this just shows that our audience is currently unsure about our product. However, many respondents did say that they would recommend the bed butler to others. 50% of our respondents feel like they would recommend it. About 37% are unsure, and only about 13% do not think they would recommend it. Based on a study, only 45% of people make their bed every day. This means more than half do not make their bed daily. In the same study, it states that 7% never make their bed. This also seems to be the case for our audience. 67% of our respondents do not make their bed daily, meaning that there is a great benefit that can be gained from the bed butler. How likely are you to use the bed butler if you had it? This question seems to confirm that the bed butler would be the great benefit. About 73% of our respondents are on the side of likely using the bed butler if they had it. 33% out of the 73% say that they are extremely likely to use the bed butler. So about 63% of our respondents believe that the bed butler is probably worth buying. It's good to see that they believe it's a good purchase if they were to buy it. This graph can be very interesting. We had equal responses on the yes side and the no side, with slightly more responses in the middle. About 27% of respondents are unsure if they would buy the bed butler at its current price. The remaining 73% is split between both sides of the might or might not. About 36.5 on both sides, on both yes and no sides. So as Adon stated, this is a slider question, and it would only appear to the respondent if they answered probably or definitely not in one of the previous cost questions. The slider ranged from $5 to $150. 20 out of the 30 respondents who were prompted with this question, the average answer was $99. This is about $100 less than what we are listing it at. At this point in time, we cannot charge that small of an amount for our product. It costs $85 to make the device, so if it's listed at $99, our profit margin per unit would not be that great. Also, we would still need to consider our other expenses too, and that price just wouldn't work for us. An important note to also add is that this response could be due to being in a recession. In a better economy, people are willing to spend more money. These responses could be a sign that we may want to push back the launch of the bed butler until our economy is in a better shape. It would be smart of us to send out another buying intention survey to see what our respondents would pay once the economy bounces back in a few years. Overall, we're very happy with the feedback and the data we received from the Qualtrics survey. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Sanborn. I'm from Group 4 talking about the bed butler and startup cash needed for the venture. Okay, so we all decided to use our venture as a partnership instead of an LLC in order to save startup capital while the business is in its early stages. This allows us to let our venture mature and see if we were able to expand past the first couple of years. What helps is that we don't need to rent or own a building to start this business, as Tyler Pritchard has a garage that we can operate out of and therefore store materials there as well. So here are just some statistics that we put together in terms of startup cash needed. It costs $35 a month to sell on Amazon.com, and no more than 85. Aluminum tracks are $5. Stepper motors are $20 for 2. It's 1 for each track. Panel controller $20. Stationary arms $10 for 2. Moving arms $25 for 2. It does not add up to 85. It is for a little bit of variance in case we have to go with a different product, or if the price changes a little bit. Screws are relatively cheap as well. So we intend to start with 400 initial units of our product. 400 units at a price of $199 per unit equals $79,600. Total profit from this first 400 units is $46,000, give or take. If we sell straight from the website and we sell the product for $199, that is pretty much a $115 profit per unit. Sold from Amazon.com, the profit would be closer to $85 per unit. And we have a total of $44,000 in initial startup funds. So initially, each member will contribute their $6,000 of personal funds to fund the production of the Bed Butler. Each member will contribute these funds in a different month. After this, each member will contribute $2,000 to personal funds to fund the miscellaneous funds. These funds will also be conducted 1 month at a time by each member. By October, we will have reached the total startup cost $34,000. Hence why there are no monthly expenses calculated for November or December at this point. By October, we will have produced all 400 units. This could change though as the product progresses. It could be 500 or it could be 300, or more or less. We have concluded that we will not be taking a salary from this venture and will keep our current jobs for the foreseeable future, because our goal is to reinvest all revenue from the initial 400 units of the Bed Butler back into the company. We're going to rely on the initial $10,000 in our bank account for the first year. We'll put the revenue we make from each product back into this account for the first 2 years of the Bed Butler. We will move on from there and evaluate if we need to rent a building or space for the Butler, more machines, etc., depending on how big the company has grown. Company/business, you know me. As we are operating out of a garage for our first 2 years, utilities will be in the range of around $200 to $250 a month, given the house's size we'll be operating out of. And this money will be pulled from the miscellaneous funds account. The overall total startup capital needed is $44,000, as the individual contribution all the group members, including me, will put in is $8,800. This is Isaiah Sanborn from Group 4. Thank you.
Tyler Pritchard, and this is the overall feasibility of the Bed Butler. After reflecting heavily on the multitude of feedback we received concerning the Bed Butler, we all feel that this product has the opportunity to be highly successful and is also feasible. While the Bed Butler isn't for everyone, we believe that we have identified a target market correctly and will succeed. Our main concern regarding the feasibility of the Bed Butler is our window of opportunity. Given the currency of today's economy and rising inflation, coupled with the fact that the Bed Butler is a luxury item, we are concerned that right now may not be our prime window of opportunity. Therefore, we aim to overcome this by trying to get the Bed Butler in large-scale institutions, such as hotels, to scale some hopefully large-scale orders. In essence, we believe that the Bed Butler is feasible and is a product that has the opportunity to add convenience to many lives. Thanks.